Manny and I were so excited. We were going camping. We had been planning this trip for weeks, and the day had finally arrived. The anticipation was almost too much to bear. We had packed our bags the night before, making sure we had everything we needed for the adventure ahead. The thought of spending time in the great outdoors, away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, filled us with joy. We couldn't wait to explore new places, make new memories, and have a ton of fun.
Mom and Dad said we could bring our new ride-on truck. This was a big deal for us because we loved that truck. It was bright red with shiny wheels and a horn that made a loud beep. We had spent countless hours playing with it in our backyard, pretending we were on all sorts of adventures. Now, we were going to take it on a real adventure. We imagined driving it around the campsite, exploring every nook and cranny. It was going to be epic. It even had a horn. Manny loved honking it, and I had to admit, it was pretty fun. The horn was loud enough to get everyone's attention, and we used it to signal each other during our pretend games. We imagined it would come in handy at the campsite too, maybe to call everyone for dinner or to announce the start of a new game. The possibilities were endless, and we couldn't wait to see what kind of adventures awaited us.
I called it the Beast. The RV was huge, and it looked like it could conquer any terrain. It was our home on wheels, and it was going to take us to some amazing places. We had spent a lot of time decorating it, making it feel like our own little space. We had put up posters, hung fairy lights, and even brought along some of our favorite toys. The Beast was ready for anything, and so were we.
We helped Dad load the RV. It was like our house on wheels. We packed everything we could think of: clothes, food, games, and even our favorite pillows. We wanted to make sure we had everything we needed to be comfortable and have fun. Dad showed us how to pack things efficiently, making the most of the space we had. It was like a giant puzzle, and we loved figuring out where everything should go. By the time we were done, the Beast was packed to the brim, and we were ready to hit the road.
They had snacks, games, and their comfy pillows. The kids had packed their favorite snacks, like chips, cookies, and fruit. They had also brought along a bunch of games to keep them entertained during the trip. There were board games, card games, and even a few outdoor games like frisbee and soccer. They had thought of everything, making sure they had plenty to do no matter what. And of course, they had their comfy pillows because a good night's sleep was important, even on an adventure. Camping was going to be awesome. The kids couldn't stop talking about all the things they wanted to do. They wanted to go hiking, fishing, and maybe even swimming if they found a good spot. They were excited about the campfires, where they could roast marshmallows and tell stories. They had heard so many great things about camping, and now they were finally going to experience it for themselves. The excitement was palpable, and they couldn't wait to get started.
Manny kept beeping the truck horn. It was really loud. He was having so much fun, and his excitement was contagious. Every time he honked the horn, it made us laugh. It was like a signal that the adventure was about to begin. We knew we would have to be careful not to overdo it, but for now, it was all part of the fun. The sound of the horn echoed through the neighborhood, letting everyone know that we were ready for our big trip.
Manny, please, save the horn for the campsite. We didn't want to annoy the neighbors too much before we even left. We knew there would be plenty of opportunities to use the horn once we were out in the wilderness. Manny reluctantly agreed, but we could tell he was still bursting with excitement. We promised him that he could honk the horn as much as he wanted once we got to the campsite. That seemed to satisfy him, and he put the horn down for the time being.
I couldn't wait to get going. The anticipation was almost too much to handle. We had been looking forward to this trip for so long, and now it was finally happening. We were ready for new adventures, new experiences, and most importantly, a lot of fun. The RV was packed, the family was ready, and the open road was calling our names. We knew this was going to be a trip to remember, and we couldn't wait to see what the future held. This was going to be the best camping trip ever. We had everything we needed, and we were ready for anything. The excitement in the air was palpable, and we knew we were about to embark on an unforgettable journey. The memories we would make, the places we would see, and the fun we would have, it was all just beginning. We couldn't wait to hit the road and start our adventure. This was going to be a trip we would never forget, and we were ready to make the most of every moment. We finally hit the road.
I got to sit in the front seat of the RV with Dad. I felt like a real truck driver.
Manny was in the back with Mom. He wouldn't stop talking about roasting marshmallows.
I told him we had to set up camp first.
The ride was bumpy but fun. We played I Spy and sang silly songs.
I even made Dad laugh with my impression of a bear.
They found the perfect spot for their campsite. It was near a lake and had lots of trees.
The first thing we did was set up our tent.
Dad showed us how to connect the poles. It was like building a giant puzzle.
Manny kept trying to crawl inside the tent before it was finished.
Finally, our tent was ready. We put our sleeping bags inside.
It felt cozy and warm, like a little house inside a big house.
All right, kids, time for the stick challenge.
Manny and I raced to see who could find the biggest stick. I found one that was taller than me.
But Manny found one that was even bigger.
We brought our sticks back to the campsite.
Wow, those are some mighty fine sticks. All right, let's get this campfire going. Watch closely, kids. Building a campfire is an essential skill for any outdoor adventure. First, we need to gather some dry sticks and twigs. These will serve as our kindling. Make sure they are dry, otherwise they won't catch fire easily. Now, let's arrange them in a small teepee shape. This allows air to flow through and helps the fire to grow.
Dad helped us build a campfire. He piled up the sticks and lit them with a match. It was fascinating to watch him work. He explained each step patiently, making sure we understood the importance of safety. Once the kindling caught fire, he added larger sticks and logs to keep the fire going. The flames grew bigger and brighter, casting a warm glow around us. We felt a sense of accomplishment as the fire roared to life.
Whoa! Look at those flames! They are so bright and beautiful. It's amazing how something so simple can create such a mesmerizing sight. The way the flames dance and flicker is almost hypnotic. I could watch it for hours.
The flames crackled and popped. It was mesmerizing. The sound of the wood burning was like music to our ears. Each crackle and pop added to the magic of the moment. The heat from the fire was comforting, especially as the night grew colder. We huddled closer, enjoying the warmth and the enchanting display of the flames.
This is so cool. Can we tell spooky stories now? I've heard that campfires are the best place for sharing ghost stories. The flickering flames and the darkness around us make it the perfect setting for some spine-chilling tales. I can't wait to hear what everyone has to share.
Sure thing, Lily. Gather around. Let's make this a night to remember. Everyone, find a comfortable spot and get ready for some spooky fun. Remember, the key to a good ghost story is in the details. Use your imagination and make it as eerie as possible.
We sat around the campfire and told spooky stories. Each story was more thrilling than the last. The shadows cast by the fire added to the suspense, making us jump at every unexpected sound. We took turns sharing our tales, each trying to outdo the other. It was a night filled with laughter, gasps, and a few genuine scares.
I swear, I saw a bear in the trees over there. It was huge and had glowing eyes. I'm not kidding. It was right there, behind those bushes. I think it was watching us. Maybe it was attracted by the smell of our campfire. Do you think it will come closer?
Oh, Tommy, you're just trying to scare me. There's no way a bear would come this close to our campfire. But just in case, let's make sure we keep the fire burning bright. Bears are usually afraid of fire, right? Anyway, your story was pretty convincing. You almost had me there for a second.
The fire kept us warm. The smoke smelled like adventure. I loved the way the flames danced in the dark. It was a night filled with magic and wonder. The campfire brought us closer together, creating memories that we would cherish forever. As the fire slowly died down, we felt a sense of peace and contentment. The stars above twinkled brightly, and we knew that this was a night we would never forget.
Dinner under the stars. I cooked hot dogs and beans over the campfire.
They tasted extra delicious because we were outside.
We ate on paper plates and drank juice boxes.
Manny dropped his hot dog in the dirt.
He started to cry, but I told him it was okay. It's just extra flavor.
After dinner, we roasted marshmallows.
My marshmallow caught on fire, but I blew it out and ate it anyway. It tasted like victory. When it got dark, we played flashlight tag in the woods. The thrill of running through the trees with only the beams of our flashlights to guide us was exhilarating. The forest seemed like a different world at night, full of mystery and excitement. We could hear the rustling of leaves and the occasional hoot of an owl, adding to the spooky atmosphere. The game was simple. One person was it, and had to tag others with their flashlight beam. The rest of us had to avoid getting caught while navigating through the dark, dense woods. It was a test of both stealth and speed, and we loved every minute of it.
I hid behind a big tree and scared Manny when he ran past. I could see his silhouette approaching, and I held my breath, waiting for the perfect moment. As he got closer, I jumped out with a loud, "Boo!" Manny's reaction was priceless. He jumped back, eyes wide with shock, and let out a yelp. We both burst into laughter, the tension of the game momentarily broken by our shared amusement. It was moments like these that made the night unforgettable.
He screamed so loud, the sound echoed through the trees, making it seem even louder. Everyone else heard it and came running, thinking something serious had happened. When they saw us laughing, they realized it was just a prank and joined in the laughter. The camaraderie and playful spirit of the night were infectious. We continued our game, each of us trying to outdo the others with our hiding spots and scare tactics.
After flashlight tag, I showed the kids how to find constellations in the sky. I pointed out the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. The night sky was clear, and the stars were shining brightly, providing a perfect backdrop for our stargazing session. I explained how the constellations have been used for navigation and storytelling for centuries. The kids were fascinated, their eyes wide with wonder as they traced the patterns in the sky. We even made up our own constellations, imagining shapes and stories that were unique to our group.
I thought I saw a shooting star, but it might have been a firefly. The night was alive with the soft glow of fireflies, adding a magical touch to our evening. We tried to catch a few, their tiny lights flickering in our hands before we let them go. The sight of fireflies dancing in the dark was mesmerizing, and it felt like we were in a fairy tale. The combination of stargazing and watching fireflies made the night feel truly special.
Before bed, we told each other silly jokes. We gathered around the campfire, the warmth of the flames contrasting with the cool night air. The fire crackled and popped, creating a cozy atmosphere. Each of us took turns sharing our favorite jokes, some of which were so bad they were good. We laughed at the corniest punchlines and groaned at the puns, but it was all in good fun. The campfire was the perfect setting for our lighthearted banter, and it brought us even closer together.
I don't remember any of them, but we laughed a lot. The laughter echoed through the night, a testament to the joy and camaraderie we shared. It didn't matter that the jokes were forgettable. What mattered was the connection we felt in those moments. As the fire died down and the night grew quieter, we knew we had created memories that would last a lifetime. The simple pleasures of flashlight tag, stargazing, and sharing jokes had made our night truly magical. I woke up to the sound of birds singing. The sun was shining through the tent. It was a beautiful day. Manny was still asleep. I crawled out of the tent and took a deep breath of fresh air. It smelled like pine needles and dew. I couldn't wait to explore more of the campsite today. I wondered what kind of adventures we would have.
But I said we could come back and visit our campsite anytime, and next time I promised we could bring our bikes. As we packed up the RV to go home, I felt a little sad. I didn't want the adventure to end. I even made friends with a chipmunk. I named him Chipper. We spent all day hiking, fishing, and playing by the lake. It was the best camping trip ever. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more fun adventures.